Hello, hello, and welcome to How Not to Be a Medic, where I show you how not to be a medic while I play as a medic. And I'll also discuss some just random topics while I have nothing else to talk about. Okay, as my one biggest problem I have with the console, I'm playing Xbox One, is that medics rarely revive. People are using the medic class for the automatic, well, semi-auto rifles and for the grenade launcher. And I kind of think that's a problem, is that, especially with this game mode operations, is that your job as a medic is to keep people alive. And sure, you can argue by using the grenade launcher and kill the enemy, you are helping your teammates, but that's what for all the other classes to do. Your job as a medic is that if they're injured or quote-unquote dead, is to revive them, especially if you're the attacking. I just love that little glitch right there. This footage is actually a few weeks old before they did some patches, but yeah. So, what it says that your job as a medic is to keep people alive when they're hurt or dead. And everyone else's job support is to give suppressive fire and to give ammo. Then it's also the job of the assaults to, of course, give more direct fire to attack the enemy's armor and such as that. And of course, scout is to spot the enemy with their flares and to pick the enemy off. Everyone has their job in battlefield, and your job as a medic is to keep people alive. So, it says that I have not actually fired and killed anybody yet. I have currently revived 2 people to keep them on the base, well, on point B, to keep them, the enemy, from actually taking over that position. But, there's one death right there from a grenade. Oh well. So, yep, gets them alive. I haven't seen this footage in a while, so I kind of forgot what I did here. Yeah, I should record while I am... actually, record my audio while I'm doing the gameplay, but meh, whatever. So, currently a random topic I'd like to talk about is the current problem with Bearing's channel. If you're up on the current issue right now, is that Bearing was a social critique and you could say kind of mocked a bit of the very SJW types on the YouTubes. And he had a clean record, and just suddenly 3 strikes, boom, 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 and his channel's out. Currently his channel is still there, and there's one recent video on there for some strange reason, but whatever, that his freedom of speech has been limited. True, YouTube is a private entity, and they have every right to say who can and could not put certain products on their channel, on their platform. So, yeah, YouTube has every right to quote-unquote ban Bearing from their YouTube. Google, hey, it's Google and YouTube, so yeah, it's really Google who does that. And that is a bit of a problem, is that even though he has the right to go to other platforms and do that, to give his opinions and other things such as that, he is being limited by the busybodies of YouTube telling him what he can and cannot say. Yeah, right now I'm already at 7 revives, but okay, back on the topic about Bearing. And even though I wasn't really quote-unquote subscribed to him, I would watch his videos now and then, and he put out some pretty nice content now and then. And I think he was a pretty nice guy, even though I put on my Twitter a little bit of a foul mouth, but hey, everybody has their style of videos. Whatever. And I made a mistake right there about putting 2 medic packs next to... You need to space them out in case a grenade takes them out, so there's another pointer. So, I said about the Bearing is that I usually follow Undoomed, and then I followed Zargon of Akkad, both great people. Well, you haven't met them personally, but they make great videos and very good social critiqueness. But Undoomed and Zargon of Akkad have had their little troubles in the past, but Bearing is having a very weird issue with YouTube is that he first got a notification that he got 3 strikes by one entity all within one span, and that usually counts as 1 strike against your channel. But then suddenly, a little while later, from the same entity from YouTube, he has been told that, hey, we're actually going to count these all separately, so now your channel is suspended until further notice. What the hell? That's just mind-boggling. That's just obviously limiting free speech of someone who doesn't go against the mainstream in the vaults of Google's YouTube. All those little SJW warriors down working for Google just telling them you cannot have this kind of video out there. And that kind of leaves a problem. So now the only type of political speech allowed is what YouTube deems, and all their magnificent wisdom, is the right kind of political speech. Which again, it kind of counter with my more libertarian, door on my face, my more libertarian mindset is that YouTube has every right, well, Google has every right to say who cannot post on their servers, because it's YouTube servers and they have every right to say who cannot put stuff on that server. But yet, at the same time, since they're even though there are some like Vidmo, I think is the other place, and other places where you can put your videos, YouTube is almost has a monopoly. You can almost, actually, can you make a court case that YouTube has a monopoly on video distribution? It'd be a fun court case to see if YouTube is actually breaking any antitrust laws with its almost near monopoly control over video viewing on the internet. A fun court case to see if it's legal in the United States, but again, the internet is international, so what laws apply to monopolies and such. But I said that. If you want to support Bearing, I will leave in the description the petition to tell Google to say, hey, he has every right to put out what he wants, so please give him back his channel. So, that's back. That was enough. I say enough about Bearing, because we could talk all day about this, about the legality of YouTube taking down his channel, and should or should they not do that, or should they count the 3 strikes as 1 strike, but that's for more channels who are more elegant in their talking voices, because, you know, my voice tends to be more on the annoying side, and as I put in the beginning of this video is that I have a bit of a cold, so you're probably noticing a lot of pauses or some very obvious edits I made during my longer pauses. But yeah, so if you want to, as I said, repeat myself like a broken record, stuff will be down in the video description so you can click and help a fellow lover of free speech out. So, back to being a bad medic. Is that if you go to other channels about medic, you see very few of them will actually run around and actually revive teammates. I could be somewhat of an idiot when it comes to this. Is that sometimes I'll just run out without even looking and just be whacked off. And as a medic, you should check your surroundings, make sure the coast is clear, then revive. But your #1 job should be to revive and then give suppressing fire and then go out for kills. That is your job as a medic. If this was a free-for-all or this was just team deathmatch, then yes, use rifle grenades and whatever, because that game is all about kills. But since we are playing in an objective-based game, you need to be the objective of which your class is, which is a medic. Shocker, shocker, I know. So, that is my big problem with people not doing their job as a medic. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next video. If I do in fact make another video,